Hi, so we're going to look at inequalities, just the very, very basics. And I want to teach you a quick way to remember what these symbols are and then how to graph them. These symbols here are inequalities because it means it's not equal to. It's actually going to be a range of values. And the first thing I want to remind you of is, have you ever been to McDonald's when you're a little kid and they tell you in order to play on this play place and ride these rides and get on the slides and go down into the ball pit, whatever it is, Chuck E. Cheese, whatever it is, you have to be a certain height or you have to be a certain age. Well, it doesn't mean you're only one age, which is equal to. It means that you are a range of ages or a range of heights. So that would be these symbols where you're included as well as being less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So think about that's in real life. Where would we see that? So this symbol here is a less than symbol. And if you read it from left to right, so I start over here and I think if I'm reading it this way, that means the mouth, the alligator mouth or the Pac-Man mouth, if you're of my age, you will see that it's facing away, which means it's less than. It wants to eat the larger item, which is on the other side. So that's one of the ways I remember. The symbols with graphing have to do with open circles and closed circles. So these two symbols here are an open circle, meaning it's not including the value. That's like saying I have to be over 15 to get my driver's license, not including 15, but over 15, which would then mean 16 or greater. So that's not included. That means I have a hollow circle or an open circle. If I want to include the value, it's going to have a closed circle. I am 16 or older before I get my driver's license. And if you notice, the way that I remember is the greater than or equal to symbols and the less than or equal to symbols have a little extra ink that I used with my marker. So I'm going to add a little extra ink into my circle as well. So more ink is used when it's included. Less ink is used when it's not included. It's kind of silly, but there you go. When I graph x is less than 4, I'm going to create a very, very simple number line where I'm just going to put the 4 right here. I'm not going to create a whole bunch of little marks and zeros and arrows. I can, but I'm just not going to for this purpose. When I graph this, I'm going to look at the symbol. It's less than, and there is not a bar underneath, so it's not included. So I'm going to have an open circle. The arrow that I know of included values, so x is less than 4, are all numbers that are less than 4, smaller than 4. So a quick little hack is take a look. This arrow, this less than arrow, is going the same direction as this arrow. Pretty cool, right? And then over here, I'm going to put a -6 with a closed circle. And this says that it's greater than or equal to. The equal to tells me I fill in the circle, more ink, and it's all the values that are larger than -6, which is going to go in the right direction. So there's just a brief introduction to how to graph inequalities and what their symbols are. Easy. How was that? Short, sweet, lighthearted? Hopefully you made a connection with that math video. Hopefully you had a moment where you said, oh, that makes sense. Go check out my other videos and let your friends know too.